Well, Michael, you were one of the first guys, it feels like, to sign this offseason with this organization. To think what's come after you, I mean, what is your reaction to all of this?
Just excitement, that's for sure. I mean, at the time, I didn't know many of the guys, just Blake, but all my buddies, from college, from high school, texted me. We signed Roki, and we signed Tanner Scott, and we signed Kirby Yates. Just super exciting. Feels like the roster is pretty airtight, and it just feels good to be a part of a team that, has so much experience, just elite talent, and also just a feel for, just how to win. I mean, they've been doing it for a very long time, and, the recipe's all there. It's just a matter of us going out and doing ourselves.
You've been in the NL West for a couple of years now. What has it been like seeing, all of the Dodger fans that show up just as kind of at games now, being a part of it, and their reaction to you now being a part of this organization?
It feels good to be wearing this jersey, in this space, in this parking lot at the stadium. I'm definitely feeling the love, especially coming from the place that I'm coming from. Even just coming in here, I mean, every time I show up to Dodger Stadium, it's like an experience. There's nothing like it in the league, and so you appreciate it as a visiting player. But to be able to put on this uniform now is a really, really special thing.
Just how different was this go around for you compared to the last time?
It was different in the sense of, I think. We're coming up on year 9, year 10. I went to the World Series as a rookie, and so now I'm, almost 10 years removed from that, and I want to go back. That's kind of been the biggest thing, is I want to go to a team that's going to compete. First thing that I told my agent was it, has to be a team that's competitive, and we found the right team. If you want to compete, so I think it was a no-brainer when the Dodgers called. First time around, I'm coming off of surgery, so there were some other things that I needed to know that I was going to play, that I was going to be out there, and I was going to be able to get my feet back under me. But this time around, it's we want to win games and have a chance to get a ring.
You talked a lot about that road splits. Is there anything else that sort of brought up with you just about maybe optimizing your swing, sort of getting you back to where you kind of were?
Just talking to the hitting coaches, they saw, what I would say, in my words, there were flashes of, kind of where I was in my All-Star seasons last year, but there were also some slumps in there, and so the hitting coaches were saying they see some things that are there when I'm going good, and when I'm not going good, they kind of have some ideas to keep me, kind of in that consistent space. And obviously, I mean, the home road splits were big. You can't ignore those, and so I think playing in a place like Dodger Stadium is more of a fair ballpark. Ball flies when it's warm. It could be a recipe for some bigger numbers this year for sure.
Hey, Mike, I was going to ask you, 17 of your 20 home runs last season were hit outside of Oracle. How much looking forward to just having that as your home ballpark, and what do you expect as far as your role at the end of the season?
Definitely excited. I mean, again, I'm excited to hit here in Dodger Stadium. It's a great place to hit, good hitter's eye, great weather. Excited to not freeze in the outfield this year. And as far as my role, I mean, I think, it's the same as it has been in my career. I'm a guy that hits the gaps. I have power to all fields, and I think, if we iron out some of the consistency issues that I've had over the past couple years, I can be a high OPS guy. I'm going to get on base, and I'm going to drive in a lot of runs, and we know that there's going to be guys on base because up and down the lineup, we have power, we have plate discipline, we have speed. So it's a hitter's dream to jump into this lineup and be protected in any spot that I'm hitting. I don't need to be anywhere specific. I just want to be in there and helping this team win and driving guys in. I think, more or less the consistency that's been there. I mean, Doc being there for as long as he has, and the hitting coaches have been around for a long time. I'm still getting to know a lot of them. I knew Woody, Chris Woodward from his time with the Rangers. But I'm looking forward to just soaking up as much as I can. I mean, obviously, the Dodgers have the talent, I think I said before, but it's the way they play the game. Because there's a lot of teams out there. You look at the World Series last year. I mean, that's two crazy rosters up against each other, but it just came down to who was playing the better baseball, and that was the Dodgers. And so I think a lot of that comes from the players, comes from the leadership, but there has to be something said there's something to be said about the coaches as well, and what they're doing to get guys prepared to go out there and play every day.
One or two more. Michael, this is a place where you go see an uptick in production. Is this the time that you're
I mean, it's definitely something players talk about. You tend to see guys come over here, and whether or not they figure something out, or the coaches here see something, or it's just the energy in the ballpark. Hitting is contagious in a lot of ways. When a roster hits, then you just get on a roll. You start kind of tipping the balance of confidence from the pitchers to the hitters, and it just kind of rolls in that direction. And there's another. You start getting starters out quickly. You start getting into bullpens deep. You get them tired out. I mean, there's just so many ways that a team like this can kind of. The hitters can really get on a roll just because of the talent of the overall group. But yeah, I'd say players kind of recognize that. They see when guys come over here, they tend to figure some things out.